Hello, everyone. We're going to give a couple seconds for everybody to filter into our webinar, and then we'll get started. Thank you so much for being here today. Ooh, I love seeing these numbers go up. We got a lot of people on this call. Very exciting. Okay. Seems like most attendees are kind of in now, and as they trickle in, hopefully they won't miss too much of the excitement. So I'm going to get started because we have an action-packed day today. So with that, I just want to introduce you to our Meet the Finalists team. I'm Sarah Grace, president of Impact 100, and along with me on this ride, this virtual edition, is Cindy Gibbons, our nonprofit coordinator, Fran Bitzer, our chief party officer, and Jen Williams, our wonderful administrator. So Cindy's going to help me introduce you to our finalists. Fran is on our chat on Zoom. If you have any questions, she's also on the Q&A, helping get all of your needs met. And then Jen is doing all of the magic behind the scenes, making sure this goes as simply as possible. And we're just going to jump right in because, again, it's a big day. So we also are doing this on Facebook Live. So if you think this is amazing and you're really excited, please feel free to go to the Impact 100 Cincinnati Facebook page and share it on your own personal pages. Get as many people as we can to participate in this fantastic reveal. It's going to be a great day. So we also have somebody manning, one of our young philanthropists, Tess Brown, is manning our Facebook page to answer any comments or questions you have there as well. And when this is all said and done, today or tomorrow, the whole event will also be live on our YouTube channel for you to share for really any time. So, and with that, our social media, we have 3 major platforms we use: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please join us on those platforms and use the hashtag Impact100 so we can find your great content. If you are a member, you know that 100% of your member dollars go to our grant pool. And that means we have 0 operating dollars every year at the start. So we could not do this incredible work without our sponsors. And I want to take a long time, or as long as we can give them, to say thank you so much to our sponsors this year. We really could not do this work without them. First up is our big impact sponsor, MH Equipment, and I want to tell you a little bit about them. Their vision is to be regarded as an employer of choice, a trustworthy partner, an ethical market leader in the communities by providing our customers innovative solutions and unparalleled value. Our values encompass these foundational commitments that guide our organization with respect to, and I've got about 5 values, but I wanted to share the last one, which really speaks to why they're supporting us. To invest in our communities for a positive impact by coming alongside our employees' passions with support and financial assistance through His First Foundation charitable program. Thank you so much, MH Equipment, for being our big impact sponsor. Our next level, we have our partner sponsors, the Elsa Heisel Schul Foundation, Stifel, Pro Bono Partners of Ohio, and Next Step Networking, our technology partner. Thank you so much for your support. And man, we've got a big boat of advocate sponsors this year: UC Health, Greater Cincinnati Foundation, Neil's Design Remodel, Leadership Council, Lisa O'Brien with Sipsy Klein, Ducks in a Row, Lisa Brown and Mackey. Thank you for your support, as well as our Friends of Impact. Thank you, thank you. We absolutely could not do this work without these wonderful sponsors. So please go to their websites, tell them thanks if you see them, show them some love, and show them that we really, really understand and love their support. So if you're a member, you may know how this works. If you're not a member, maybe not, but I think probably everybody could use a refresher on what Impact 100 is and how we work. So each member annually contributes $1,000 or $500, and we pool those dollars into very large grants of at least $100,000. This is what is called the collective grant making model. These grants fund major programs and projects that have a transformative, sustaining impact on our community. While few of us can individually donate $100,000 to a grant each year, when we pool our resources in this way, we are able to multiply our giving impact in the community and fund huge breakthrough projects. So it's an incredible process that is 100% member driven. So like I said, member becomes a member by giving $500 or $1,000. Then they come together into committees, they review letters of intent, grant applications, they perform site visits, they do financial analysis, and then once the finalists publicly present their funding requests, the members vote on who will be awarded the grants. And then we partner with our grant partners for 1 to 3 years, which is a pretty long-term partnership. And again, 100% of our members' donations go right back into the community, which is pretty amazing. This year was a little different. I think most organizations are feeling like this year is a little different. Normally, we just divide our grant total into 4 this year, to be 4 grants of $116,000. But in late March, our board started looking at the COVID-19 pandemic and our response through the lens of 2 questions. 1, what is Impact 100 called to do during this crisis that aligns with our mission, vision, and values? And 2, what is Impact 100 uniquely positioned to do during this crisis? Ultimately, we decided to take $68,000 of our grant dollars and donate them as a matching opportunity to the COVID-19 Regional Response Fund. We announced the match publicly April 15th, and by May 1st, 16 days later, it was met. Both Greater Cincinnati Foundation, United Way, and the Impact 100 board was absolutely blown away by the generosity of our members and their communities. Each and every one of you deserve to give yourselves a pat on the back and a round of applause. Amazing, amazing. So this is probably one of my favorite parts of Meet the Finalists. A couple years ago, we started a program called the Charlotte R. Schmidlapp Young Philanthopist program to promote philanthropy and have younger members join our ranks. Before we introduce you to the YPs, I want to thank Laura Mengi, our YP liaison, as well as her selection committee for their thoughtful leadership this year. This is our 6th class of Charlotte R. Schmidlapp Young Philanthropists and our largest class ever. So if you are or were in the classes of 2015 to 2020, can you give yourself a little shout out on our chat so that we can honor you as well? And before I reveal this class, I want to share with you some of their words as to why they wanted to be part of this program. It's easy to wish for a world of improved health, diversity, compassion, and justice. But I feel that membership in this program would allow me to be a part of a plan in which true action can be taken. Another one. Many times we see things occurring in our community that we don't like, but have no idea where to start to make a change. Joining Impact 100 will give me that community and empowerment to make a change in the city that I love. I firmly believe that acceptance into Impact 100's Young Philanthropist Scholarship Program will further empower me to enact tangible change in my community. You don't grow if you stick to how you've always done things. You grow when you take chances. And that is what speaks to me about Impact 100. An organization like Impact 100 allows passionate donors a space to consider many missions and issues and collaborate on granting organizations meaningful dollars for innovative work. At the end of the day, I just want to make a difference, and I know that is something Impact 100 certainly does. I wish to inspire millennials to go beyond the expected and become involved. And lastly, becoming a part of this program will begin a new and intriguing chapter in my journey, a chapter that is sure to uplift me, challenge me, and ultimately transform me into the woman I am called to be. The sisterhood that Impact 100 embodies is a bond that appears effervescent, a quality that intrigues me. Becoming a part of this cohort will serve as a great privilege that I do not dare take lightly. Reading these words brought tears to my eyes and goosebumps to my arms, and I cannot wait to introduce you to this amazing group of women. Without further ado, here they are. Congratulations to our 2021 Charlotte R. Schmidlapp Young Philanthropists: Emily Brinkman, Whitney Cobble, Kelsey Eilers, Deanna Hillard, Katie Husbeck-Schneider, Addie Keith, Lauren Meter, Natasha Mitchell. And if I butchered any of your names, next time we see you in person, I owe you a drink. Thank you so much for being a part of our team and our membership. We can't wait to get started with you. Thank you so much for being here. And use the chat to give them a huge shout out, because I am over the moon excited about this class. And now, for maybe the moment we've all been waiting for, let's meet our finalists. As we introduce each of our finalists, we wanted to make this an interactive experience. We recognize many of us are on digital calls every day, and probably more of us are on digital calls multiple times a day. So we have trivia questions to introduce the issues that our grant finalists are working to impact. We hope you'll participate and know that all the answers are anonymous. Nobody knows what you answered. We're really just trying to learn. In fact, quizzing, we know, is proven to help learners retain information. And we hope you'll learn about each of these grant finalists and not just remember their efforts, but share their amazing work in the community. And a few things to note before we get into the meat of the program. First, the finalists were drawn randomly using an online randomizer. Their order is completely random. Also, by this stage, the grant finalists are no longer associated with their focus area committee. We believe strongly that each finalist stands on their own merit, independent of a focus area committee, and is a well-vetted candidate for Impact 100 funds. Thank you so much to our grant finalists for entrusting Impact 100 to share your story and helping educate us on your important work within our community. And so we're going to start with our first trivia question. Okay, our first trivia question. The Ohio River watershed touches 11 states and provides drinking water to how many people in its basin? 1.5 million, 5 million, 18 million, or 25 million? Ooh. Okay. I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to get your answers in. Okay. So it looks like collectively we all think that 18 million people get drinking water from Ohio River watershed. So let's see what the answer is. It's 5 million. So more than 25 million people, or 8% of the US population, live in the Ohio River basin. The Ohio River is a source for drinking water for more than 5 million people. There are 20 locks and dams on the Ohio River for flood control and navigation. So we certainly want to make sure this major source of drinking water is clean and that a new generation of environmental stewards will care for it. And that is why I'm pleased to introduce you to our first finalist, the Ohio River Foundation and their project, Mussels in the Classroom and River Explorer, a huge leap in STEM enrichment. In Greater Cincinnati, there is a significant lack of education about the Ohio River, even though it is a source of drinking water to 5 million people. The Ohio River watershed also has North America's greatest diversity of freshwater mussel species, which are critically important to their ecosystem to help clean out water. However, populations are threatened, endangered, and even extinct. If there is to be hope for recovery and protection of the river system and the species that depend on it, the environmental education of future decision makers is necessary. These programs are needed because schools are consistently looking for new ways to help students apply and reinforce concepts from the classroom. Increasing test scores. Several school districts in Greater Cincinnati rank in the bottom 20 to 50% for academic performance. On a different level, though, these programs are important because they educate young people about the ecology of the water around them, build a connection to it, and begin to build habits that they can maintain as they grow up. This particular project will exclusively expand ORF's hands-on, low-cost, high-impact environment and education programs through purchasing a van, teaching materials, and hiring additional staff. ORF could reach 500 more students per year, in addition to free River Explorer field trips to 750 students annually to underprivileged students in the Cincinnati and Covington public schools. And I'd like to invite Cindy Gibbons to introduce our finalists.
Thanks, Sarah Grace. Please welcome Rich Kogan, who is the Executive Director of the Ohio River Foundation. Congratulations for your selection as an Impact 100 2020 grant finalist.
Congrats, Rich. Here he is.
There I am.
Hey, thanks so much and congratulations.
Hi, Rich.
Thank you very much. The Ohio River Foundation is proud to be a finalist for Impact 100. Thank you very, very much. We're really excited and look forward to providing a really interesting and impactful presentation.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
Round of applause. Great. And we'll move on to our second trivia question. National research indicates that, knew I was going to do this. National research indicates that an improvement in social emotional skills can be done through learning the arts and increase academic achievement by what percent? 7%, 17%, 27%, or 33%? It is a lot of fun to watch these move like every time. Okay. Fantastic. Ooh, great. So I'm going to end the poll now, and collectively, we kind of had almost a tie. So actually we did have a tie between 17% and 27%. Pretty interesting. And let's go and see what the answer is. It is 17%. So collectively, we did pretty well. The median income level in Price Hill is $31,000, with 1/3 of people living below the official poverty level. In addition, the teens this nonprofit currently works with can identify an average of only 2 to 3 supportive adults they can turn to. This is a result of the impact of relative isolation that many inner city youth experience. Our next finalist aims to open a cultural arts center in Price Hill focused on art from hip hop culture. They have 18 years of experience with this work and have come to understand that youth who most need a creative and safe outlet for expression connect most with familiar art forms like hip hop culture. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our second 2020 finalists, Elements, and their program, arts program expansion to the Price Hill neighborhood. Failure to thrive is a problem that many inner city children and teens face due to multiple issues. While failure to thrive is normally associated with undernourishment, Elements has used the phrase to refer to youth who come from impoverished backgrounds, attend under-resourced schools, and are performing behind their suburban peers academically. The teens that Elements works with identify only 2 to 3 supportive adults they can turn to, a pattern of isolation Elements works to interrupt through hip hop arts. Median income level is $31,000 as said, and 1/3 of the population lives below the poverty level. The high school graduation rate at Lower Price Hill School is 60%, far below citywide norms. Many inner city youth face issues related to economic condition, neighborhood and family violence, lack of positive feedback and personal success, and growing up in isolated neighborhoods. The outcome of these issues is a low educational achievement for many, which in turn reinforces negative self-images, leading to great difficulty to finding their way in any kind of academic life or life success. Elements has a strong history of working with low-income inner-city youth in their current OTR location, as well as has experience with the expansion of the Studio E program in Bond Hill. From those who have been members of street and drug gangs to those who just didn't fit in, and those who are struggling academically, Elements has built a strong cultural affinity for youth that others find difficult to serve. And again, Cindy Gibbons, would you please introduce us to our finalists?
Absolutely. So please welcome from Elements, Tom Kent, Managing Director, and Abdullah Powell, the Creative Director. Congratulations on your selection as a 2020 Impact 100 grant finalist. Let's see faces.
Oh, I'm unmuting you, Tom. There you go, sir.
Thank you very much. We're honored to be selected. Look forward to making our presentation later this summer.
Great. Thank you so much and congratulations. And we're going to move on to the third finalist, our third trivia question. And thank you so much for your participation. It's been great. It's fun. Okay, let's launch this poll. Okay. Research shows what percentage of community college students experience food insecurity? If you're watching Facebook Live, feel free to play along. Fantastic. Guys, we are getting a lot of split decisions, which is pretty impressive, actually. Okay. So the majority of us said 18%, with 40% saying 18%. And let's see what the answer is. The answer is 25%. For these students, hunger is not a temporary inconvenience between meals. Instead, it is a constant, debilitating presence that makes the already difficult journey to earn a degree even harder. This community college has identified food insecurity as a major issue for its population, the majority of whom work while in school but do not make enough to support themselves and sometimes their children, and take classes. Just over half of their students meet the poverty threshold, with 33% making less than $10,000 annually. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the Gateway Community and Technical College Foundation and their project, the Food for Thought Pantry Expansion. Food insecurity creates significant challenges and for college students and can jeopardize their path to graduation and subsequent earning ability and economic self-sufficiency. Many of these are non-traditional students with children working hard in their training towards meeting important local workforce needs. Easy access to healthy food at campus food pantries can significantly help students continue towards their degree. The Gateway Community and Technical College Foundation seeks to expand its Food for Thought pantry to do just that. Many Gateway students experience food insecurity or are at high risk for food struggles. While most hold jobs, more than 80% do not meet the criteria for being self-sufficient. Low-income students are often ineligible for financial aid due to guidelines that impact college student applicability. Additionally, for those who receive aid, non-food necessities such as hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and diapers are not covered. This project is critical to address their myriad of needs as they work towards their degree. The pantry and related support services have already shown that they helped increase student retention by 25% last year, and they are linked to higher GPAs. By expanding the pantry locations and healthy food access, student retention and overall student health can improve. The pantry anticipates receiving $3,000 annually in food donations and another $4,000 from private support. It has received support from the Durr Foundation as well. Cindy, introduce our finalists.
From Gateway Community College Foundation, we would like to welcome Adriana Kowach, who is the Vice President, Advancement and External Affairs. Congratulations on your selection as an Impact 100 2020 grant finalist.
Yay. Let's see if we can get her on screen to say hi. There we go.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. We are delighted to be in this great company, honored to be finalists. Thank you to each and every member of Impact 100. We are your community college, and again, delighted to be a part of the process. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Next trivia question. Our fourth trivia question, I believe. According to the annual Access Across America study from the University of Minnesota, what percentage of jobs are accessible using public transportation in Greater Cincinnati in under 1 hour? Okay. Great. I'm gonna stop the poll and the polling now. And it looks like the majority said 20%. 20% of jobs are accessible by public transportation in 1 hour. So let's see the results. Or not the results, we just saw those. Let's see the answers. The answer is only 5%. So how do you get a job without a car if it's 5%? But then how do you get a car without a job? With a car, 99% of jobs are accessible in less than 1 hour in Greater Cincinnati. The mission of our next finalist is to remove transportation barriers for people who are working their way out of poverty. I'm pleased to introduce you to Changing Gears and their Bridge program. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 33% of Cincinnatians are living below the federal poverty guideline, more than twice the national average. This population needs living wage jobs to work their way out of poverty, but often face transportation barriers. As noted in the poll question, a published study showed that only 5% of jobs are accessible in less than 1 hour using public transportation. In our current situation, this need is amplified by fewer public transportation routes and lower quality, and by industries like construction that have changing job locations. The missing link is reliable private transportation. The Bridge program fixes the gap between people who want to work their way out of poverty and the jobs that will allow them to do just that. This unique program from Changing Gears solves the transportation problem in a way that is empowering and not entitling. The Bridge program is transformational in that it changes whole family lives. Changing Gears was founded with a purchase program that restores donated cars and sells them to clients at half off with a no interest loan. This program is very effective for some people, but it requires that clients have worked for 30 days in order to afford the down payment, insurance, etc. The Bridge program is necessary to provide reliable transportation for people who have just completed industry training and are starting new jobs in order to work their way out of poverty. The goal is to serve 200 clients over the next 3 years with a fleet of 50 vehicles. The pilot test for the program began in July of last year and is on track for a 90% completion rate, meaning that nearly all clients will end their lease by purchasing a personal vehicle. And Cindy, you're up. Introduce us.
Okay, please welcome Joel Bockelman from Changing Gears. He is the Executive Director. Congratulations on your selection as a 2020 Impact 100 grant finalist.
Oh,
Thank you to everybody involved with Impact 100. We've had, we're honored to be selected as a finalist. It's been an awesome journey already, and we're just really excited to continue this with you. So thank you.
thank you. And congrats. Okay, moving on to our 5th trivia question and finalists. Let me launch this poll. In 2019, how many people in Hamilton County experienced homelessness? 1,934, 2,806, 4,728, or 7,079? I love it. You guys are getting faster with your votes too. Feeling more confident. I'm going to end the poll and share our results. So 46% said 4,728 people experienced homelessness in 2019 in Hamilton County. And let's go to the results. It was actually 7,079. According to the 2018 Strategies to End Homelessness Impact Report, the rental market is not keeping up with the affordable housing demands for the most vulnerable. Our next finalist supports those moving from homelessness into permanent or supportive housing by providing whole house furniture for 80 Greater Cincinnati zip codes. Staff members collect donations of gently used, basic household furniture from local residents, store the items briefly in a warehouse, and deliver and set up as many as 18 items in each empty house. This relieves families who are emerging from homelessness, combating domestic abuse, or relocating from the financial and physical burdens of furnishing an otherwise empty apartment. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the New Life Furniture Bank and their project, Turning Empty Houses into Livable Homes. Living in an unfurnished house and eating and sleeping on bare floors due to poverty is a recipe for becoming sick and/or homeless again. Strategies to End Homelessness reports permanent housing is a critical first step towards combating homelessness and reducing very costly health care. HUD monies can only be used for shelter, not for furniture. New Life Furniture Bank, or NLFB, is Greater Cincinnati's only furniture bank improving the quality of life of Greater Cincinnati's poorest individuals and families by furnishing their empty homes with beds, dressers, tables, chairs, sofas, lamps, and household items. It can be a tremendous relief for families who are emerging from homelessness, combating domestic abuse, and relocating to not have to struggle with the financial and physical burdens of locating, buying, and moving furniture. New Life Furniture Bank is the only furniture bank of its kind in Southwest Ohio and also serves Northern Kentucky and Southeast Indiana. They have increased the number of households served each year since their incorporation in 2009 by 505%. Their goal is to furnish 1,000 households for over 2,600 men, women, and children in 2020. The project need is to increase collection and delivery of furniture to these unfurnished homes. Until March 2020, NLFB had 3 old trucks, and since then, one of them is no longer usable, and the 2 remaining each require expensive and constant repairs and are not able to keep up with the need for furniture pickup from our donors, their donors, and delivery to families in the community. To reach a goal of furnishing 1,000 or more homes in 2020, NLFB needs 3 fully operational trucks every day. Furnishing homes with gently used furniture is a critical first step towards combating homelessness and reducing very costly healthcare. And Cindy, I'd love it if you would introduce us to our finalists.
I sure will. So please welcome from New Life Furniture Bank, Dana Saxton, Executive Director, and Mohammed Williams, who is a very busy truck driver from New Life Furniture Banks.
Welcome.
We see them?
We can't see them.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations. For some reason, can we hear you?
Here we go. Here's Dana. Hi, Dana.
Sorry, I need to unmute. Oh, thank you so much. This is so exciting. We just appreciate the opportunity to be able to share out our work to all of you, and we're excited for this opportunity, and we just thank you. We're so excited.
Hey, thanks, Dana. Congratulations. Okay, on to our 6th trivia question. Okay, I think so. I got to keep track in my head. Okay. According to the Federal Reserve Bank, from 1995 to 2001, the average family of color saw their net worth fall 7% to what? While an average white family's net worth grew 37% to what in the same period? Okay. Fantastic. Slowing down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to end polling. And 58% of us thought it was 35,182,000. And the actual numbers were 17,100 and 120,000. On every count, people of color own less wealth than white Americans. Our next finalist is working with some of our region's hardest to reach populations, those who are challenged based on race, gender, background, and socioeconomic status, and has helped lead the transformation of our region to be one of the most vibrant for minority entrepreneurs. By identifying participants who are below 130% of the federal poverty level, this finalist will expand current programming to build economic self-sufficiency in their participants by 1. Decreasing debt-to-income ratio. 2. Increasing credit scores. 3. Incrementally increasing monthly savings. And 4. Building and growing their entrepreneurial efforts. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce you to MORTAR Cincinnati and their project, MORTAR 3.0, Thriving Through Entrepreneurship. Small businesses are where U.S. jobs are created, yet minority entrepreneurs make up only 7% of business ownership. Long-standing wealth disparities, institutional inequalities, and lack of business experience make minority business ownership feel insurmountable, especially for minority women. 3 young African-American entrepreneurs created MORTAR to overcome this gap. Today, MORTAR's successful model of culturally competent education, test marketing, and strong mentorship prepares Cincinnati minorities with the skills to become successful entrepreneurs and create stronger families and communities. 90% of MORTAR students are African American, and more than 70% are women. While Cincinnati's economy has grown, minorities have struggled to participate in the success. Leading economists tout the importance of entrepreneurship in creating community and individual wealth, but minorities, especially women, often lack the expertise and network to participate. The Urban League recently ranked Cincinnati 73 out of 77 major U.S. cities on measures of economic mobility for African Americans. MORTAR understands these challenges and already had considerable success with MORTAR Academy, an educational and networking model to train and support entrepreneurs. MORTAR 3.0 will build on the MORTAR Academy model by creating 4 advanced training modules that address the technical tools, resources, and support systems business owners need to grow their business and obtain credentials to enable them to participate successfully in minority-owned business and government contract opportunities. To build this, MORTAR will first assess what graduates have achieved and identify what must be mastered to expand their businesses. It will be completely data-driven. As MORTAR 3.0 rolls out this program, 20 to 25 alumni will participate in each MORTAR 3.0 cohort. The goal for the first year of the rollout is to include 10 to 15 participants with incomes at or below 130% of the federal poverty level. And Cindy, I'd love for you to introduce our finalists.
From MORTAR Cincinnati, please welcome Alan Woods, the Executive Director, and Vic Mullins, the Development Manager. Congratulations on your selection as a 2020 Impact 100 grant finalist. Are you there?
We have Vic
Okay.
There we
We're
go.
coming.
We're coming. We're coming.
We're here.
Wait, we don't know how our video won't start. Oh no.
Well, thank you guys so much. Can you hear?
We can hear you.
This thing is going to be fun. We're
It's gonna be
excited.
great.
We appreciate you guys. This is Alan Woods, Executive Director and Co-founder with Vic Mullins, who runs our development department. We're having technical issues.
We are.
Welcome
We
to
can
the
see
COVID
you.
era.
But
Thank you so much.
so much. We are so excited to be Impact 100 finalists. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Now on to the next. Congratulations, MORTAR. Let me pull my polls, get them ready. Okay. In the state of Ohio, where does Hamilton County rank among Ohio's 88 counties in domestic violence incidents, or DVIs? Okay. Wow. So 53% said fifth. And we'll see what the answer is. And the majority of you were correct. It was fifth. The number of DVI calls reported in Hamilton County is 3,251. This finalist has been working on the front lines of preventing gender-based violence since 1973. In addition, they work to empower all survivors and are the only comprehensive, non-shelter, community-based service provider for gender-based violence in Hamilton and Butler counties. This finalist partners with city police departments on domestic violence calls to support victims of domestic abuse with plans, resources, and support. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Women Helping Women and their DIVERT, Domestic Violence Emergency Response Team project. Connecting survivors of domestic violence to immediate support and care is critical to both survival and improved lives. Survivors need to receive immediate trauma-informed care by caring and knowledgeable advocates, have knowledge of and access to services, and have a plan for safety to reduce re-victimization and ultimately prevent domestic violence homicide. At the end of 2019, advocates served 2,027 survivors on scene during DVI calls. By meeting survivors on screen in the moment of crisis, Women Helping Women found of the survivors advocates show up to help, 78% have never before had contact with a victim service agency. Approximately 90% are accepting services at the moment and connecting with Women Helping Women for additional wraparound services. 85% complete a safety plan on scene with the advocate. Hamilton County projects that there are over 10,000 disconnected survivors. Women Helping Women prioritizes strategies to marginalized populations at risk for gender-based violence and system-based barriers to service. Women Helping Women has worked hard to enact new fiscal policies with funding source options, increasing the amount of interest it receives and ramping up efforts to increase unrestricted funds and set this up as a priority for 2020. Cindy, I would love it if you introduce our finalists.
I will, and I think we may also be having technical difficulties with our next finalist, but I'm going to introduce to you Wayne Williams, who is the director of the DIVERT program. Congratulations on your selection as an Impact 100 2020 grant finalist. There he is.
Hi. Thank you so much. We are so excited to be a finalist. And on behalf of our survivors, thank you for the opportunity. We are so excited and we look forward to the great work that we will continue to do in the community. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay, and if you can believe it, we have one more finalist for you. So let's start our poll. Okay, according to the US Census, what percentage of those living in Ohio and Kentucky do not have internet access? You guys are getting so fast. Okay, so end polling and share results. 51% said 20 and 25. And you guys were right. The last two, you guys have hit it out of the ballpark. So COVID has certainly helped all of us see the opportunity to be digitally connected. But what about people who don't have access to or knowledge of technical tools like the one we're using now? In addition to the internet statistics above, 13% of Ohioans and 15% of Kentuckians don't have a computer. Percentages in low-income communities are significantly higher in both categories. Our last finalist, rounding out our slate of 8 for 2020, was created to address the critical need to eliminate disparities in digital access, knowledge, and associated career opportunities. The origin of these disparities and their ongoing effects are discovered by examining the history of the community of Lincoln Heights, Ohio, which lies in the Mill Creek Valley and the greater Cincinnati metropolitan area. This African-American community was incorporated and carved out in the late 1940s as a result of segregation, racial discrimination, and lost opportunity. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the Althea Augustine Technical Learning Center and their program, Digital Education and Technology Infusion, or DETI. Underserved communities have historically had limited and low-quality educational opportunities, leading to limited job, career, and life experiences in childhood. The onset and rapid rise of computer and digital technologies have created further disparities in such vulnerable neighborhoods and communities. These digital disparities have been further exacerbated by the recent COVID-19 pandemic, with families needing to access educational and community resources through technology, but lacking the tools and skills to do so. Digital literacy is becoming a more fundamental need for school and work success. AATLC's mission is to address the digital disparity in the village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. This project will create a fully functional 21st century technology and learning center in the village of Lincoln Heights and learning center in lost my place, to close gaps and disparities in educational resources and opportunities for residents of all ages. Lincoln Heights is a historically African-American community, and nearly 42% of its residents live in poverty. The community has suffered from decades of disinvestment and lacks community resources such as a library. The nearest library, where one may be able to access technology, is 5 miles away, and many residents lack transportation to access it. Lincoln Heights struggles to overcome the effects of the well-documented segregation and racial discrimination that spawned the village. When the valuable industrial property on which Black residents lived was denied to the village of Lincoln Heights and given to adjacent white communities, without a strong tax base, this disenfranchised community has historically been underserved and economically oppressed, and its population is still predominantly Black. Cindy, I'd love for you to introduce our finalist.
From the Althea Augustine Technical Learning Center, please welcome the president, Patricia Lee. Congratulations on your selection as a 2020 Impact 100 grant finalist.
Am I here?
You are here. We hear you.
Okay, I don't see me, but we're so excited we made it. I was beginning to wonder, did I misunderstand something? Okay, but we're here, and on behalf of my awesome board, Anna Correa, Michelle Robinson, and Marcus Tillery, we want to thank everyone at Impact 100 for all your help and for selecting us as a finalist. We are so thrilled and excited. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, and congratulations, Patricia. And there you go, our 2020 Impact 100 grant finalists: Ohio River Foundation, Elements, Gateway Community and Technical College Foundation, Changing Gears, New Life Furniture Bank, MORTAR Cincinnati, Women Helping Women, and Althea Augustine Technical Learning Center. When you look at this group of grant finalists, there is no doubt that the need within our community is great and that the ingenuity of our nonprofit community is vast as they work to solve our big problems. However, we can sadly only fund half of these projects this year, and that's where we need your help. Our goal is to reach 5 grants by our 20th year, which just happens to be 2021. This goal of 5 grants can only be made possible by each one of our members joining in the recruiting effort to introduce Impact 100 to their friends, colleagues, and networks. We've introduced a new-ish program called the 5-Star Program to help get everyone excited and involved in growing our membership to 5 grants. The essence of the program is to introduce new people to Impact 100 and engage them in our mission. Once you bring 5 guests to a virtual event or help 5 members join, you win a prize. It's that simple. And right now, I want to thank our member recruiters that have already recruited new members for us this year. Thank you so much. And my membership and recruiting team would be very mad at me if I did not mention that we would love for you to join or renew for 2021 by tonight. And if you do, you'll be entered to win a fabulous raffle prize that you will draw for sometime around the AAC, most likely. And we'll get to the AAC, I promise. I know that's on all of your minds. But what I really want to say is, while 2020 has shaped up to be a year of physical distance in the world, for Impact 100 it has been a year of getting closer. We are getting closer to our work than ever before. And our team has done a brilliant job of creating moments of proximity for our members and the community in general. And that's why today, right now, I want to urge you to take a part in one or all of these moments of proximity. We have Live with Impact 100, which is an incredible series of lunchtime chats with our nonprofit recipients every Thursday via Facebook Live or Zoom meeting. We have Impact 100 Step Up series, where we partner with a prior nonprofit recipient. They tell their story, and we learn about some history in the steps of Cincinnati. And lastly, we ask you to lean into conversations around racial inequality, if you're called to, with our 2020 equity cohorts. They started, first one started just this week, but there's plenty of time to sign up and join those teams. And with that, because it's on everybody's mind, let's talk annual award celebration. It will still happen September 10th. And we have a fantastic committee led by Fran Bitzer, working on making an engaging, inspirational, and exciting virtual award celebration. The committee has ideated every idea, from how to socially distance with a music hall, to a simple Zoom call, to a meetup at a park, and everywhere in between. When reviewing all the options, we had 2 priorities. 1, ensure an accurate vote with as much member participation as possible. And 2, reinvigorate our community connections while respecting the bandwidth of our all-volunteer team. With those 2 priorities top of mind, we've decided to move the event to a completely virtual platform, with a member vote closing 1 to 2 days prior to the event, and a live reveal of the grant recipients that night, and an opportunity to create small watch parties for members to celebrate together. More details will be provided as we work with our talented AD partners on all the possibilities that this opportunity provides, and we'll be sure to keep you in the loop. But right now, if you are interested in hosting a watch party, please email recruiting@impact100.org and look for a formal sign up in our August newsletter. And before I let you go, I have to say thanks. And anybody who knows me knows I like to finish every meeting with gratitude. And this group deserves an immense amount of gratitude. First, we've got our grant review cluster headed by Kathy Thornton. This is the engine that makes our grant review go. And I want to thank that whole team, plus their focus area shadows, the site visit coordinators, the CERT committee members, the focus area committee members, and to top it all off, our technical chair, Erin Arnold, helped us very quickly pivot to a completely virtual review process. Thank you all. I have to thank our signature events team, Fran Bitzer, Claire Zlatic-Blankemeyer, Rose Palmieri, Emily Schmidt, Jen Williams. Nimble is your word, and you are doing it beautifully. Thank you. And lastly, thank you to every single nonprofit who gave of their time, talent, and energy this year to walk this journey with us. It is a vulnerable and hard and scary journey, and we honor that and thank you. From submitting your original letters of intent back in 2019, to gathering your financial data, to graciously inviting our teams into your space, we are eternally grateful. Thank you so much. And that concludes our Meet the Finalists 2020 virtual edition. I hope you enjoyed it. Look for a survey coming out tomorrow. And please give us your feedback. It'll help us inform our AAC as well, our annual award celebration. Have a lovely weekend.